Hey, YouTube world. Maureen Doss, the virtual workhorse here. And I notice I still have my red light on, but that's okay. It's going to cut off in a few minutes. If you want to know more about that, just send a message. I'll be glad to tell you about my red light infrared therapy. But anyway, so hey, today behind the scenes, I have been. Wanting to talk to you about a project that I've been working on with a client for their operation strategy, streamlining their business. One of the first things that we did when she brought us on board was we took a look at all their KPIs to see what she had a lot of offers going on in her business we wanted to see what was working, where she was putting her time and effort and energy. And so what we did was we took a look at her KPIs over the past months, for the revenue that was coming in for her services that she had versus the time and energy that she was spending. We had her do the dreaded time audit, which nobody likes to do, but is so eye-opening when you get to do that. And so we did the time audit. And when we looked at the time and energy versus the revenue. Guys, if you haven't done that, you really need to do that in your business, especially if you've got a lot of offers going on, a lot of different services going on, to see where you're spending your time and money and where the money's coming, time and energy and where the money's coming in at. When we realized there were 2 offers where she was really spending a lot of time and energy, she was having some stress over these offers, but they really weren't bringing in any money for her in her business. But yet she had this other offer over here that was really easy for her to market, was actually bringing in about 90% of the business's revenue. It was a no-brainer for me to say, hey, why are you even spending your time on these over here that are taking all this energy away from you and stressing you out? And so what we decided to do was take that energy, take that time, and put that into that offer that was her main core offer, and see where that took us. And so what we did was we looked at that, we pulled that offer. The offer stayed the same, but how we were nurturing the people that were going into the offer, um, we totally dissected that to take a look at her emails, her nurture campaigns, how are they receiving their modules, what were they getting in their modules, how were we interacting with them after their modules. Some of the things that we noticed she there was another, she had 2 really from her core offer. There was another offer that they could go into. So it was the natural thing for us to use that second offer there for them to go right into, because that was the process, the natural progression for them to go into. So what we did was we looked at the conversion from the one program to the next, and how were we going to convert those people that were successfully going through the first program and get them into the next program. And so we really, really wanted to nurture the people in the first program. And what we were noticing was that some of the people were not completing the modules and completing the course that were going into the first program. And we thought, well, if they're not taking the time to do that, how in the world are we going to sell them into another program when they're like, well, I really didn't get anything out of the first one? Well, we didn't get anything out of the first one because you didn't complete it, which happens a lot, right? How many times have we bought into something when we didn't complete it? But what I really wanted to do was see what we could do to increase the completion rate in that course to help with the conversion rate into the next offer. So we worked really hard on that, nurturing the people through the first course, through those modules, giving them the support they needed, through the Facebook groups, through emails, through DMs. And the conversion rate this time was super high into the next paid group. And so we're super happy about that. And so we'll continue to work on that and continue to see where that goes. But the reason I'm telling you this is because if we hadn't taken the time to actually look at the numbers, look at the KPIs, she could still be putting her time and energy into those low ticket offers that were stressing her out, eating up her time, eating up her energy, that her team was, always unhappy about because she was unhappy because there was no return on it. Nobody was seeing an ROI financially or otherwise. And so we got her out of that. And can we revisit those offers one day? Of course we can. But right now, let's put that energy into what is working. And then we'll go back, when the time is right, and we'll look at those other offers again. We'll look at those services again when the time is right and say, okay, now how can we take what we have put in place with this main core offer that is doing so well? How can we implement that, duplicate that, and put that into these other offers now and make these successful? So that's what we did. I'm super excited to be the person that she keeps saying defines the gaps in her business processes. It's like we all have these things that we do so well in our business. And sometimes you just don't see the gaps, or the breaks or the roadblocks, or what we're missing in our own business until we bring someone in from the outside that has fresh eyes. And so I love being that person to her. And so through that, we were able to add automated emails and streamline her process by adding those automations and signups and, the everything within her systems and processes. And so now she has my three main foundations that I say every business needs to have scalable success, which is strategy, systems, and support within her business. And I firmly believe that without those three things, you cannot build a scalable business. And so, yeah, I'm super excited about how this has turned out. If you want to dig in, ask me any questions, I would love put them in the chat. I'll come back and answer them for you or send a message, however is easiest for you. And again, we have our webinar. Actually, it's now our masterclass series coming up next week, September 2nd. I will put that in the comments to where you guys can sign up. It's going to start teaching you how that you can start putting some strategies, systems, and support is best fits your business into your life. At the Virtual Workforce team, we design businesses that live for you so that you don't have to live for your business. So I hope that you'll take the time and take a minute, dream big, have faith, but take the action as well. All right. Thanks, guys.